Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about something that can sometimes be considered controversial, and that is we have these things, and let's see, these things all over the place. Yeah, that's right, cameras. As you've probably heard, anytime you're at Walmart or on Walmart property, you're probably on camera. And that is correct. They have cameras all over the place. Some you know that are there, some you don't know that are there. So at any given moment, you can be watched. Which brings me to the main subject of today's video, which is what we call store observations and road observations. So let's get into that. Now, I know there are a lot of you that hate the thought of someone being able to watch you at any moment of the day. And I get that. Nobody wants that. The fact of the matter is that's the reality that we live in today. These stores have not only a lot invested, but they have a lot on the line too. So to be able to monitor what's going on their property or with their employees, that's a right they have. You know, you don't have to like it. I understand it, you know, on both sides. I understand the company's perspective, but I also understand the privacy perspective from the individual. Some of you guys hate that kind of stuff. You hate the thought of it. Rightly so. I get it. I don't fault you for that. However, for me personally, it's just part of the job that I accept. And, you know, the simple way of putting it for me is, well, as long as you're doing your job, what do you have to worry about? I know that's a very simplistic way of looking at it. You know, some call all these cameras and watching over, they call it the nanny state. You know, you got somebody having to watch you all the time. But again, for me, it doesn't concern me because I'm going to do my job anyways. And again, that is simplistic, but it's just the truth. I just simply don't care. So something that happens every so often, I don't know how often, it could be random as far as I know, but the managers at a distribution center will review CCTV footage or camera footage from a store, whether it be the loading dock or the driveway in and out, whatever. They'll just randomly review this footage to see how a driver conducted themselves. So that could be, you know, in how you approach the loading dock, whether or not you get out and do your 360 prior to backing down into the loading dock, whether or not you perform a pre-trip or post-trip. They're going to monitor these things from time to time. In fact, I think I heard a manager say once that each manager is required to do 5 random observations per month. Now, I know a lot of you are going to hate that. I get it. I understand. Nobody wants to be monitored. But this is something that they're going to do. It's just the nature of it. So, depending on what you do on that observation, the manager will either send you a message saying, hey, I need you to give me a call, and you give them a call at your next safe convenience, and they may say to you, hey Rich, I noticed you didn't do a 360, you didn't walk around the truck, you didn't beep the horn before you backed up, or whatever, you know. Or they may send you a message and say, hey Rich, good job doing that proper 360, good job doing a good post trip, good job making sure the height of your trailer and tractor were aligned before you backed under the trailer. So that's sort of the purpose of these store observations. They're just making sure everybody's doing things right and doing it safely. So again, I choose to do my job safely. Not so much because they're watching me on camera, just because it keeps my record clean. So for the person who does what they're supposed to do, these observations are no big deal. For the person that likes to do things their own way, they're going to hate these observations. But it's just a fact of life. It's going to happen. So I wanted you guys to be aware of that. They also do road observations where, let's say a store manager happens to be driving down the road and they see a Walmart truck up ahead of them. They may or may not pull in behind that Walmart truck and just start taking observations of how that driver is doing, driving down the road. Are they driving aggressively? Are they speeding? Are they using turn signals properly? Are they cutting other drivers off? Are they being courteous? Those kinds of things. That's only happened to me once that I know of. I got a message, it was recently, just a few months ago. I got a message on my tablet. Hey Rich, a road observation was completed on you. Thanks for performing in a safe manner, or I forget the exact wording. So not only will you get, negative feedback if you're doing something wrong, you'll get positive feedback too if they do perform an observation on you. Now, how often do they do it on like me, an individual? I have no idea. I'm assuming it's very, very random. If they're only doing 5 per month, and we have, at my small DC, we have 110 drivers. So, what are the chances of them doing an observation on me? However, the chance is always there. So it would behoove you to do things right, do them every time. And you should be doing that anyway. I know that's sounds like I'm on a soapbox preaching, but it's the truth. You really should be doing things the right way every time. That's what elevates us to a better position, elevates us to safe practices always, every time. Is that a little too much micromanaging? Some would say absolutely. I'm a professional driver. I've been doing this for however many years. I don't need anybody watching me. Again, I understand. I get that. I don't like it either. However, I accept it because what do I care? It really isn't a big deal. I'm going to do my job every time, and I'm going to do it safely. But some of you are going to hate it. So that's, I guess, for you guys, that's the bad side of driving for Walmart. There may be others, In fact, I have a video coming up where I'm going to discuss things I don't like about driving for Walmart. That list is very small, and it's very, I don't know how you put it. They're just small things, In the big picture, they're tiny. They're almost not even worth mentioning, but I'm going to mention them anyways because you guys want to hear that kind of stuff. So, all right, I guess I'll let it go at that. Store observations, road observations, it happens. It's going to happen every day, not to you individually, but these managers are probably doing it, several times a month. I don't know the exact numbers for sure, but keep in mind that anytime on Walmart property, you can and will be on camera, and that footage can be reviewed sometime later because it's all stored, somewhere. So mind your P's and Q's when you're on Walmart property. Why don't you also mind your P's and Q's down in that comment section? Give it to me. Comments, suggestions, questions, concerns, all that kind of stuff. While you're down there, hit the like thing, the subscribe thing, all that kind of stuff. Don't forget you can always email me too. And every once in a while I got to bring this up. Hey, if my videos are helping you, I'm glad, I'm happy for that. Please help me back by using me as a referral on your reference, or as a reference on your application. So you'll go to driveforwalmart.com, and somewhere in there is a place where you can enter my name and driver number. And that will help you get boosted to the head of the line of applications. It'll prioritize your application over those without a referral. And it'll give me a bonus as well. So that's a win-win for everybody. All right, guys, that's going to be about it for today. I will see you in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching.